Howdy folks, welcome back to Exploration Place and one of our behind the scenes looks at our traveling exhibit, Imaginate. We really wish you could be here to experience all of the cool stuff that are in this exhibit, but since you can't, we're going to try and bring a little bit of it home to you. Today I've got 3 different activities. I'm going to try and find a way to tie them to things you might have sitting around the house so you can get an idea of what it might be like here. First, we're going to talk a little bit about viscosity. Viscosity is a liquid and how it moves. Now, this first one here, we've got 2 different substances. The first is water, and the second is silicone oil. So, which do you think is going to go faster when I turn these upside down? Okay, well, let's find out. We're going to try and tip them both at the same time. Oh, look at that. That water is going through there like crazy. Look at all those bubbles. And the silicone oil is going super slow, dude. Check out those bubbles. It takes it forever. There comes a bubble up through it. So which do you think is thicker? Do you think the water or the silicone oil is thicker? Yeah, that's what I thought. The silicone oil is definitely thicker. Now, if you wanted to try to do something like this at home, you can talk to your mom or dad, and you can get a bottle of some type of a liquid. Something like oil, cooking oil, it's in a clear bottle, or maybe they have some corn syrup or syrup that's in a clear bottle. Make sure you get their permission first. Then you take that bottle and very carefully turn it upside down and watch the bubbles go up through it. If the bubble goes fast, the fluid is more like water and very, very loose. If it is something that has a little bit more viscosity to it or less viscosity to it, it's going to go really, really slow, like the silicone oil does. This would be very similar to what corn syrup would also look like. Now, another thing that's here, there's a lot of talking about different materials. And one of the coolest thing about really cool materials is looking at them up close. Now, I don't know if you guys have one of these at home. This is actually a powered microscope with a flashlight attached. So we can take something like this disc that has some really cool rings in it, and we can look at this up close and personal. So there's a screen right over here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my lit ring, and you can see the bubbles in the glass, and you can see the little ring in it. Let's see if I can find one of these bubbles. Oh, there's some bubbles right there. Now I can also pull out something a little bit different. This has little hairs in it, and it looks kind of like frog veins. They're green. It's kind of like looking at a leaf, but it's actually strings that have been put into a plastic. Now, the way you could do this at home is if you've got a magnifying glass or maybe even a microscope, you can take everyday objects and take a look at them up close and personal. One of my favorite things to look at is coins. You can take pennies and nickels or dimes or quarters, and you put them under a magnifying glass, or you put them under a microscope so that you can look at them even better. And you can look at all the little letters or numbers around the outside, or look at the ridges. Looking at the ridges on a coin can be really interesting, kind of like looking up at things really close right here in Imaginate. Now, we have so much other cool stuff to show you, but one more thing I want to show you today is the exhibit that we call the Telltale Heart. Now, anybody who's done a lot of reading might recognize that. That's a famous poem, but we have a whole big exhibit about it. Now, some of you may have at home a treadmill or a stepper machine or something else that will read your pulse or your heart rate. Here, we take that off of the little screen. We do have a little screen, but we take it and we turn it into light and sound. So if I grab on to these 2 little rings, we're going to be able to see my heart rate. Are you ready? Whoa. Well, you can see that I'm pretty excited to be here at Exploration Place today, sharing some of what we have here in Imaginate with you at home. Now, we're going to try and do this every week. We're going to go behind the scenes of one of our exhibits so that you can feel like you're here with us. And maybe next time you come in, you'll be able to try something different that you've never seen before. So, as always, stay home, stay safe, keep washing your hands, and we can't wait to see you back here again soon.